Good evening. My name is Robert Clayton. I live in Franklin County. I work in data and information systems, specifically how data moves, how it's used to make decisions, how controls and audits keep those systems in check. So that's kind of the lens I'd like to look at tonight. One, I'm a little nervous. Yeah. One, I want to say I voted for Ben. I thought you seemed honorable, your leadership quotes, and I still think that to be true, even though I'm going to disagree a little bit. So a single license plate scan means almost nothing. To a police officer trying to find somebody, it might mean something, but overall, it doesn't mean a whole lot. But millions of scans, searchable, linked across locations and jurisdictions, can reveal a great deal. Where someone works, worships, shops, goes to school, regular routine changes, or if their routine were to change. The issue isn't whether police can see my plate on a public road. We know they can. I've ran a stop sign. So the issue is whether government should be able to assemble a detailed searchable history of a person's movements without first convincing a judge there's a legitimate reason to do so. This information is valuable even if it's never sold. Large data sets identify patterns, predict behavior, categorize people, guide decisions. Government can use it the same way. What we're talking about is one of the most powerful types of surveillance databases the government can build, a searchable record of where we've been. Today, the system is used to help find stolen vehicles, missing people, suspects in serious crimes, children. Some of the things that Mr. Seitz pointed out there, we can't not, we have to acknowledge those benefits. But the real question is what this data can be used for in 5 or 10 years from now. Could government identify vehicles attending protests, churches, gun shops, medical facilities, union meetings, political organizations? Could automated systems flag people when their movements resemble patterns someone considers suspicious? In the data world, this is a standard. This is exactly what these large data sets are designed to do. The difference this time is that we're the data points. So we're told searches are logged, case numbers are required, usage is audited. Those controls matter. In fact, those controls are part of the justification we've been given to why we should trust this system. So I filed a right to know request with the sheriff, trying to get some of this audit data, procedures, usage records, access list. I put it in twice. As of tonight, I have not received a response to those. So, and I'm not suggesting wrongdoing, but when the government asks the public to trust a mass surveillance system, transparency cannot be optional. Trust is not a control, verification is. I'm also concerned that the sheriff's office is essentially auditing its own use. One of the most basic principles of internal controls is segregation of duties. The people operating a system should not be solely responsible for determining whether it's being used appropriately. That's auditing 101. So this isn't about Sheriff Seitz or any deputy. Good controls don't depend on the integrity of one person. Independent review protects the auditor as much as it protects the public. So I understand this fight's bigger than Franklin County. I'm sure this is going to see much higher courts. But if Franklin County continues to use these cameras while the battle continues, I'm asking for 3 reasonable things. One, I heard Sheriff Seitz mention, so reduce retention to 7 days. Flock announced that's going to be their recommended retention rate to new customers. We can do that now. He can make that decision now. It was part of the contract. Create a rigorous independent auditing process. Users should not audit themselves. There should be segregation of duties, documented testing, independent review, and aggregate results available to the public so we can make sure these things aren't being abused. And raise the bar for outside agency access. Outside access should require documented investigative purpose and meaningful approval from Franklin County, meaning they just don't have access. They have to request it and it needs to be approved. So while this system exists, we have an obligation to control it. Sheriffs change, commissioners change, deputies change, technology changes, the infrastructure remains. So don't evaluate the system only by what good people do with it
30
today.
seconds.
Evaluate it by what the wrong person could do with it tomorrow. Thank you.